if I can help you out just a little bit. This is super easy. I know it sounds like a lot of steps, but it isn't. So the first thing you're going to do is start with a new canvas, and you're going to select shapes. And we're going to select a rectangle, or you can just select a square. And we're going to unlock that. The rectangle has rounded corners. That's why I said that. Right here's your rectangle. But this that you showed me is more square. So we're just going to get a square. And let's say, I don't know what size you want them. So let's just say that you want it to be 3 inches wide. So we're going to unlock this. Make it 3 inches wide and say you want it to be about 6 inches long. So I'm going to make this 5.5 so we have room for the word. All right, and then I'm just going to lock it back. Now we have our rectangle. Now we're going to get a circle. And we're going to make that about 0.15. You want the hole big enough to be able to get your ribbon or whatever through, but not big enough for it to fall out or be too loose and floppy. So I've got that circle, and I'm just going to make that a different color so that you can see it. So I've got one, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm just going to bring that out. And that looks pretty good in width to me, so I'm good with that. I'm going to select just the 2 circles, and then we're going to align top, and we're going to weld them. If you notice in the layers panel, I only have the 2 circles selected. I don't have the square selected. So we're going to weld that. So that makes those 1 layer instead of 2. And now I'm just going to place them about where I think they need to be on there. And we're going to select everything. We're just going to select it all. Then we're going to align, center horizontally, and that's going to center it up on the rectangle. And now you'll notice that your slice is ready down here because you can only slice 2 layers at a time. So we're going to slice. And once that slices, we're going to drag that rectangle out of the way. Now we have our holes in there. I'm going to get rid of this. That's the ones I used to slice with. And there's the pieces I sliced out. We're going to get rid of those. So now I'm going to duplicate that. And because you're making a banner and you're going to be changing the top of each one, you're going to hide one. You want to just hide one. It doesn't matter. I'll just hide the bottom one. So now we have this. Now we need to get text. And you're going to type everything that you need first, and you're going to return and hit second, and then third, and so on, all the way down for as many banners as you need. Okay, then you're going to select your font, and you're going to come in here, and I'm just going to pick a Cricut font, something that's similar to that. I'll just pick this one. Maybe this one will work. This is, I think that was a Cricut font. So I've got that, and now they're like I want them to be. Let's just say I need to size them after I pick my font. I'm going to come up here to advanced. You'll want to size everything. You'll want to make sure that you get it sized. And that second and third's not going to fit on that banner. So once you've got everything typed, you'll see what you need to size it to. And you may want to do small letters instead of big letters. So let's see what we've got. Maybe there's one in here that will do that. And you can always pick the fonts and then just bring those together too. You could pick 2 different fonts. I don't know. I'm looking for something that would do a smaller one. Let's try this. There we go. So that's cute. I'll pick that one. Let's say that's the one that I want. You're going to come up here, advanced, ungroup to lines, not letters, but lines. That way they will stay together, but each one will be separate. So I'm going to duplicate this, and that's why we hid one, in case you forget, because once you weld, it's done. So I'm just going to bring the first in here, and we're going to align, center horizontally so that it's centered, and you'll want to make sure it's touching down here so it doesn't cut, and then you're going to weld it. And then I'm going to zoom in so you can see that there's no lines going across. See, there's a little line right there under that one. So if that happens, select it, go to contour, and contour out those tiny little holes that you may not want. And that way it's all in there. I would probably leave that one, but you can take it out if you want. But you can contour out anything that's left there. You just don't want a solid black line across here. If you do have a solid black line across there, that's a cut line, okay? And I will show you what I mean. I'm just going to do this one and just show you. Let's say I put that one there and I align and I center it horizontally, and then I weld. And you can see right there that that cut line is going through. You can see I've got a line all the way across, almost all the way across there. And that would mean that that's going to cut off, and you don't want that. So be aware, make sure that you're bringing it down and sitting it to where it touches. And if you've got a little bit of gap, again, it doesn't matter. You're just going to go through it, align, center horizontally. You're going to weld. If you've got a tiny little line like you don't want those in there, you can select it, contour, and remove those lines just by clicking on them there or clicking on them here. And they will highlight for you. You can undo them should you get the wrong one. So you can see that that's a much better fit right there. So simple, super easy project. I hope that this helps you out. If you have any more questions, Amy, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you.